Hi, I'm Erik Linask with TMC. We're here at Cloud Expo in New York, and I'm talking with Jeff Hobbs. Jeff is from ActiveState. Jeff, pleasure to be with you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Glad to be at Cloud Expo.
So, what are some of the latest things, evolutions that you're seeing in cloud as far as what are your customers asking you for?
Well, with the cloud, it started off with infrastructure as a service. That was the big innovation many years ago, and people have gotten used to the infrastructure virtualization, but they're wanting to go beyond that. And platform as a service has become a very hot topic recently. And with our product Staccato, we're actually doing private platform as a service, which gives all that developer flexibility and agility, bringing a lot of innovation into organizations that want to do that, but use their own private data centers.
So maybe let's take a step back. How do you define platform as a service?
So platform as a service is essentially an application management layer where you're going beyond infrastructure, you get raw VMs. In platform as a service, you're getting fully configured stacks. In addition, with certain platform as a service, you'll be able to scale out, tie into certain data services, classic SQL, NoSQL, message bus, various things depends on how the platform as a service is configured. Most people are familiar with platform as a service as either Heroku, which is now part of Salesforce, Force.com itself, Azure, Google App Engine. Those are public platform as a service. With Staccato, we're trying to create that same level of developer flexibility you get with Heroku, but it's Heroku in a box, so you can deploy it internally for those environments that really require either a higher level of security or compliance. You imagine finance, government, a lot of high tech. That's much more important to them than risking whatever's being run on the private cloud. So here we're going to get a demonstration of a PaaS environment that you can see both running locally and across different clusters, one on Amazon and the other on HP Cloud Services. Here you get a local environment. It's set up running inside the VMware system here. You have everything available to you, all the platform stack of the languages, MySQL, Redis, all running inside this single VM, doing the routing and everything. Here's the general screen that you would get. It starts up, it creates its own SSH keys, it makes sure you're doing a secure environment, and then invites you to basically start the system. But go ahead and populate that. Got a script running in the background. The entire system is able to be driven by various web APIs, so you can configure, do billing, create and scale out your applications, all with your own scripts. So if I go ahead and restart, it's now, just because I did that in the background, it can see that I've created an account, which I'll log in with. And there I have my own PaaS environment. Now this one's running in a single VM on my system. The overview here will show that I only have one node, a little bit of stuff allocated, some groups and other pieces that are go along with the setup. I've got users in the system, I've got different groups. This is the admin view. A user view would have a more restricted set. They wouldn't see the cluster administration or the status graphs, but this is meant for the administrator to kind of see what's going on. I can pop over, here's a view where I have something running. This particular one is running in AWS. It's a much larger system. So the only difference here, everything is running and configured exactly the same from the developer point of view. But from the administrator point of view, you've created a larger cluster. You can host hundreds of applications on this particular setup. And another smaller one that I have running on the HP Cloud environment, where you can actually see when you go to cluster administration. Sorry, a little slower with the internet here. Everything that goes over it. And here we have showing it's running 4 different nodes. This could be scaling out to hundreds of nodes. You imagine if you had about a 100 node system, you could be running a whole, about a terabyte's worth of database application space. Managing all the applications in there. It's very easy to set up and use. If I go to the local one that's going to be a little bit more responsive because it's local, I can pick an application such as this, and it's already running, but I can go ahead and say, save this, application settings have been submitted, I have just scaled from 1 to 3 instances of my app. I could have done that via a web interface when it says I'm running low on CPU. I have the memory and disk usage below. If I refresh, it'll see more of them. It takes about 30 seconds for actual memory and disk usage stuff to come in. So with this, I'm able to see the whole application platform management layer. I could even be pushing new applications out. I could push them from Eclipse, I could push them from the command line, I could push them from the App Store here, which can all be customized and defined in different user environments.
Excellent, Jeff. Thank you. What's the most important thing as far as the difference between a public and a private cloud environment that your customers are looking for?
The most important thing, it's probably two, is one is security, and that goes along with basic compliance. They want to make sure everything's working within the IT environment that they've already created. So they're able to set up a platform as a service internally to service their own internal developers, get a lot of flexibility while still using the existing database, might be Oracle or it's just some high availability MySQL setup, using their network attached storage, and all the other pieces of the system that they're used to, and also getting all the logging, the auditing, the compliance, and knowing that they're secure inside their own data center. That's the biggest pieces that they're looking for.
Are there limitations to doing it internally as opposed to in a public cloud?
I'd say the biggest limitation is obviously scale. For some of our customers, they already have massive scale in their internal data centers. What we have, a lot of our customers are actually looking, they're willing to use either the AWS or HP Cloud Services for the non-production stuff, and they can do a lot of prototyping out there, easily spin things up and not have to not worry about the resources that they're using. But when it goes production, they bring it into the internal data center, they've got all the compliances, all the backups, and the IT guys are then happy, everything's going to be secure for production purposes.
Excellent, Jeff, thanks so much for joining us here today. I'm Erik Linask with TMC here at Cloud Expo. Be sure to check out all of our Cloud Expo coverage in the TMC Video Newsroom.